Hello, my beautiful black kitties. Ooh, we are talking about obsession today. We are talking about becoming that addictive, just sensual, magnetic woman that I know that you are. And for all of you all that have never tuned in before, let me just say this is all about Black Cat energy. Here we are confident, we have high self-esteem, we are magnetic goddesses, and at the end of the day, we are attracting our goals, we're attracting all of our dreams. I'm someone that has had magnificent things happen in my life that honestly, I couldn't even like begin to tell you how they kind of unfolded over time. From trips to Dubai, traveling the world, receiving gifts, luxury, all sorts of fantastic experiences, and really honing in that energy to have a beautiful relationship, to be able to manifest quickly and abundantly, and most of all, be able to share this with people like you. People like you that deserve more, and you know it, and you need to step into your goddess era. You need to step into your power. You need to really start to learn how to make things start working for you and not you being burnt out or exhausted or just feeling like everything good always happens to everyone else and not necessarily you. That's not the reality here. That's not the energy we play with here. And I'm here to give you some tools, a new mindset, and a fresh perspective on how to achieve your goals. All right, my beauties. So first and foremost, if you want to work one-to-one with me, I have the Bahamas Retreat coming up here in January, on January 16th through the 21st. We will be down there 5 days in paradise. It is a beachfront villa. We can fit up to 25 people in this space. It is gorgeous, but I actually think that we're going to limit it to about 10 people that are truly dedicated to clearing out their like garbage mindset and replacing it with a clarity reset. I'm partnered up with my friend Seth. He is a guru when it comes to being able to release past emotions and just negative mindsets that are really holding you back. This is not necessarily for someone that is, how do I say it, in a negative mindset. I need people that are like, okay, I get it. Work needs to be done, but through inspired action, I can unlock that next goal in my life. Those are the people that we're going to really see quantum leap through this retreat. So go ahead. The link is in the bio. The link is on my Instagram, which is Air Kramer. And I will be one-to-one working with you for 5 days along with Seth. We'll do yoga in the morning to get your mind right, nutritious meals. I will give away all of my secret dietary to give you the glowing skin, the long hair, and just the overall chiseled abs. I'll give you all the secrets. Like, I'm not holding back. When I get to work one-to-one with people, especially in person, that is the time where I just see this magnificent growth. And it can happen so quickly when you get away from your natural environment into a new paradise, relax, reset, and we grow. But this instance, this particular episode can be a little bit controversial because it is about obsession. It's about becoming addictive. It's about being delicious. And when you are delicious, people cannot help but want to be around you. This last weekend, I went to the Grand Opera opening here at the Florida Opera, and I wore this magnificent orange dress. Again, feel free to see the photos. I actually have the dress available if you want to see if it works for your style, if it works for your archetype. But when I walked into this opera, I didn't know anyone other than my partner. I was actually partnering up with him to make him look good, be supportive. He's really working on a lot of magnificent things and just conquering his own life. I'm so proud of him. But nonetheless, I walked in, I didn't know anybody, and immediately everyone wanted to talk to me. Everyone was like, who are you? What is your dress from? What do you represent? And that comes with your aura. That comes with the energy that you bring into a space. I wasn't nervous. I wasn't trying to be, people pleasing. I wasn't seeking validation from anyone. Did I feel a little bit like out of place? Of course. And that's because I naturally have social anxiety, and it takes a lot for me to actually go into new places and be like, here I am. But I am confident when I go and explore out, which is very black cat of me, because at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, well, I don't necessarily love, chitter chatter. I like very meaningful one-to-one conversations, but in networking, I can turn it on. And I turn it on by being magnetic, by being attractive, and not by trying to work the room or, seek validation of conversation or approval from others. And people catch on to that. People are so much smarter than you probably give them credit for on a biological level, because if your hormones are saying I'm nervous or I'm stressed out or I'm scared, the actual biochemistry will be picked up. So this is a great episode, a great opportunity for you to really harness your own power and your own energy and be able to bring that to the party and not necessarily expect it from somebody else at the party. Okay. So I have some steps here. I've written them all out. I put a lot of thought into this. I have 10 for us, and I may have a bonus depending on if I kind of pluck it into other areas or if I feel at the end it really needs its own like stepping stone. But first, I want you to grab a pen and paper. I want you to take some notes. This is something that it's not going to be the first time that you hear it and you click it. Like, if it's that case, then you're already on your way, sis, and I'm so proud of you. But most people that are tuning into this episode, they are struggling with this. They're struggling with the balance and the dynamics of their relationship. They're struggling with the feminine energy. And I'm here literally just to give you the steps to kind of start to reset that. Okay. First and foremost, number one, we're trying to make people obsessed, especially if you have like a gentleman in mind. You have to understand that space works in your favor. When you are not trying to attack your goals, when you're not trying to seek validation, when you are trying to be up in someone's space all the time, people notice that. He will notice if you're not always clinging on to him. He will notice that it's actually hard to get your attention. And space, particularly when you're trying to make someone obsessed with you, you become high value the more steps that you take back. Now, you can even do this when you're already in a relationship with somebody. Whenever I'm like wanting to have a little bit more of that sexy push and pull back, I will lean back and I will rest into my feminine energy. And that allows my partner or anyone to be able to lean forward and to be able to take a step into my energy field. And who would you rather be playing with? Like, think of just sports in general. It's always best to play on home where you're used to it, where you can kind of control the settings, where all the little like digs and, holes are and all of the elevations, or you can play away and you don't know that as well. So when you give space to something and you pull back and you rest in your confidence and knowing that you are enough, you have the validation, it's already here, everything that you could possibly want is already within you, that is so attractive. And that makes people obsessed because people crave that type of confidence. They want to be part of it. It's like the chef's kiss. They want to have it. They want to taste it. And you can provide that. And when you can provide that consistently, you become it. You become the dream girl. You become the confidant and the one that they want to spend all of their extra time or even resources being able to be in the presence of. So really take advantage of the idea that space works in your favor. It's not going to be like he's going to forget you or, like, it's not out of sight, out of mind with men. A lot of men, in fact, through biochemistry, vasopressin, fall in love with distance, fall in love with space. They need time to miss you. They need time to think about you. They need time to crave you. So whenever you take that space, whether it's going to a yoga class because you're in a relationship and you're investing in yourself, or you go out and you take yourself on a nice date, like with or without a relationship, this is valuable. So create space, love it, enjoy it. You are enough. You are your own good time. Like, I am a good time by myself. I don't need anybody else. I don't need to be even doing anything. Like, I am just a good time. So, with that, you want to be positive. This is step number 2. Like, if you are a negative Nancy, or if you're nagging or complaining all the time about something, people take steps back from that. They don't find it attractive. They're like, okay, well, clearly you're not happy with your life. Why would I want to be part of your life? And that is repulsive. Like, nobody wants the constant negativity. Do we all go through hard times? 100%. Like, I've never met anyone that just had this beautiful, perfect life and never had a single heartbreak or a single fear or, just anything happen with their family. Like, people go through things. In fact, the best people out there are the individuals that have had to overcome these horrible circumstances. And I'm not any exception. Like, if you Google my name, you can see some of the hard times I've gone through. Do I live in that energy? Absolutely not. In fact, I've been able to kind of cultivate that and bring it back into a moment of positivity of, look how powerful I am. Look how much beauty and creation and abundance is around me because of all these experiences. So I want you to really start challenging your mindset here. Going back again to the Bahamas Retreat, I will work with you on this, but start asking, like, what if that isn't true? Or what if that isn't the case? Stop asking why about your life. Like, why is this happening? Like, that's not helping anybody. But what if this is happening for your own good? And immediately your positivity starts to go up and you become more attractive. You become the type of woman that men just crave. They want to be around. You have that serenity. You have that glow. You have that radiance. And that, again, is delicious. So with that, you kind of want to play a little bit of that cat and mouse. Remember how space gives you the ability to kind of rest? Well, you do have to lean in a little bit, right? Nobody wants to feel like they're just not wanted or they're not important. So whenever you give compliments, especially meaningful ones, and you actually acknowledge and a little bit of validation for this gentleman or for whoever you're trying to attract, that is a tool to make them obsessed with you, to make them crave you, to make them want to spend more time with you. When I say meaningful compliments, please don't compliment their looks, because 9 times out of 10, men cannot control their looks. Women put a lot of effort into it, but we don't necessarily think that a compliment on our physical appearance is like end all be all. Compliment his style, compliment his work ethic, compliment something that you recognize that most people wouldn't recognize because you've been observing and paying attention to what he values. That is crave-worthy. That is something that men will fall in love with over and over again. Men love validation. Men love an ego boost. Even the healthiest masculine energy likes to be complimented, and especially likes to be complimented by the feminine energy. So with that, start using your feminine energy. Start picking up on your body language. You can lean in for the compliments. You can lean out for the peaceful feelings. Like, don't be afraid to radiate. Keep your confidence and your eye contact strong. If you don't know the siren and the doe eyes, by all means, you need to start working with me ASAP, because those 2 things, as far as body language goes, can get you in a lot of doors, a lot of parties, a lot of networking, a lot of business deals, and it really works for like setting moods and just dynamics for your relationship. So do not rest alone on verbal communication. You can get so much done without saying a single word. But if you are so fearful about your energy, that will start to leak again. And you cannot rely on just verbal communication. There's so much difference between emotional processing with the limbic system, between the feminine and the masculine. And you will find yourself in a hole after hole if you do not utilize body language. Okay. So moving on is that independence factor. Black cats. Remember, black cats come and go as they please. They are fine being alone. They can take care of themselves. They don't necessarily have to be the richest in the world to feel like they are abundant. They know that they're going to be okay no matter what. So for my girlies that are in relationships right now, you probably have fallen into some of the traps of codependency. Like maybe you do a lot of things together, or maybe you like have shared expenses, whatever it may be. You need to still always have the illusion of options within your relationship. Even if you never exercise these options, they need to be known, not as a torment, not as a consequence, but just as a reassurance. Men love to take care of women. They love to like really provide and protect and give direction. They adore that. But they don't need to know that your entire existence relies on them. That is way too much pressure for anybody. So with that, you need to have an aura of independence. Even if you don't make any money whatsoever, it needs to be known that like you have options. Like you can figure it out. If this relationship was to end today, you've got places that you can be, people that want to be in your energy and your presence, money to be made, like you're good. And that actually allows a lot of freedom for relationships, and also the ability to kind of play, which goes into that obsession again. If you're needed versus wanted, like that's very different energy at hand. So with that, maintain some independence. Be calm, be collected, get some options, even if you never exercise them. Don't use them as weapons, but let them be known, okay? Like, you're going to be fine no matter what. You don't live and breathe for this man. So that energy definitely allows you to have fun together. You have to have enjoyable experiences. This is something that I've learned through the psychotherapy practices is for every 6 positive exchanges, you can have a negative, and people will count that as a healthy relationship. But if every other time you're with somebody, you are bickering or fighting or just turmoil, confusion, negative experiences, that will actually be labeled as like a toxic relationship or a negative relationship. And that is the opposite of obsession. A lot of people that kind of play that calm, cool, and collected, Angelina Jolie from the tourist type of feeling, and they don't share all the emotions. And you really don't have to. Like, you do not have to share every single feeling that you have all the time. Like, and if you need to, absolutely do that, which again, I don't like it. It's not good for your mind. It's not good for your energy. It's not good for your health. But if you need to share a lot of your emotions, get a therapist or get a wide collection of girlfriends. Like, he is not here for your gossip. He's not here for every single emotion. He's here to fulfill his role. And if you pour every single role from other people into one person, that's just too much. And that is repulsive, and that makes them run away from the heels. Like, go make some other relationships. But more importantly, work on the relationship with yourself. Because again, these techniques are not going to work if you're not good with yourself. If you do not feel like you are worthy of like being obsessed over. Like, I know for a fact it makes sense on why people are obsessed with me, because I'm fucking phenomenal. And I don't mean that in like a I'm better than thou. I mean that in a I've really worked on myself. I know who I am. I know what I bring to the table. I know I am the table, and I'm really confident in my values, my beliefs, and just overall just how much I bring to the world. So when you have that and you truly feel that, that is what brings people in. That is so attractive. So moving on is, mystery. Again, you don't have to tell him everything. If you are trying to be obsessed with somebody and you've read the entire book in one day, then no one's going to be obsessed with you. Think about the Harry Potter series. Like, it came out over the course of a decade, right? Think about How I Met Your Mother or whatever just major series that like hit the world, like wildfire, Friends, like so many different ones. All of these took time. They didn't give away the entire plot line, and they allowed some loopholes. They allowed some loose ends that they got to bring back around. If you go and you tell somebody from start to finish who you are, what you're like, what you like to do, what your goals are, whatnot, you don't allow any kind of like, I wonder what they're doing, or I wonder what they would react, or I wonder what they would like. Like, how can I surprise them? You take that away. You take away the enjoyment factor. And men love this. Men love the conquering, the challenge, the can I see her smile, like the unraveling of a woman. It's kind of like this beautiful Christmas gift. And if you just rip it all up in like 10 seconds, it takes away from everything versus the suspension of, or the suspense of just wondering what the gift was, right? Who it came from. Why is it wrapped this way? Is it big? Is it small? Is it shake and it has like bell type of sound? Or does it sound like one solid book? Like those type of things are alluring and attractive. So keep some mystery to yourself. You are the present, right? So like don't completely unravel yourself in a day. Allow a little bit of suspense. So next is you do have to show some interest. If you want someone to be obsessed with you, but you completely avoid them at all costs, they're going to just think you hate them. Like they're not going to be obsessed. They're going to feel rejected, especially if they're someone that's naturally a little bit more insecure right now, or they just, they've been hurt in the past, whatever it may be. Like if you don't show any interest or any engagement with somebody, then you're never going to get that reciprocation because they're going to be like, well, something must be wrong here. And they'll either think that something's wrong with them, which is sad because you're trying to attract them, or they're going to think that, you're just snobby or, not approachable. And do you want to feel confident and have like a strong self-concept? 100%. But you want to be approachable. You want to be pleasant. Kind of going back to the opera is I could have gone in there and just been like, I'm better, XYZ. No, that's not what I did. Like I went into the gala forum and I'm like, okay, I'm here. I'm smiling. I'm waiting like in a very approachable type of manner. And I'm not like going to resist laughing if somebody makes me laugh or making a joke. Like I had this beautiful train for this dress and this woman, she actually ended up stepping on my train and I turned around and I just like very much like made a joke out of it. I was like, well, it looks like you caught me. Maybe we're supposed to talk. And she turned out to be like the director's assistant of the entire opera. And we got to have a beautiful conversation for a little while. You have to be approachable. You have to be pleasant. You have to show some interest, or else no one's ever going to be interested in you. It's all about energy. What you give will come back to you in one way or another. Okay. So my whole thing about confidence has been throughout this entire thing. So I'm going to leave that there. But this is about becoming magnetic and about being confident. And that starts at home. You can go out and play with your confidence and see how that goes. In fact, my homework today is once I'm done with the podcast, I'm going to go over to one of the nicer resorts and I'm just going to have, a glass of wine, be very much in my peaceful energy, but be approachable and be confident in like sitting alone, right? I hadn't done that in a while. I've been around a lot of people lately and just be able to have a nice glass of wine alone and feel confident, even though some people get really awkward with being alone in public. And I always want to remind myself, even personally, that I am 100% a full party on myself, like with myself. So building confidence, it is an actual skill set. It's not something that anyone naturally has whatsoever. And if you have ever put yourself out there, you definitely haven't been at the point where like, I'm just naturally going to feel good about everything. No, you have to challenge yourself all the time, consistently. So building that confidence, it takes time, it takes exercise, and it takes some maintenance. It takes a lot of maintenance. So with that, you're allowed to be yourself. Again, if you take anything out of this, how to make them obsessed with you, is you need to be 100% proud, authentic, genuine you. Your quirks, what you think aren't like that delightful about you, whatever it is, your personality traits, you're like, I don't know about those. Well, you know what? Those are amazing. And those make you who you are. And if you are really trying to make anyone obsessed with you, you're going to have to be obsessed with those traits too. You cannot just love half of yourself. You have to love the entire thing. Because again, that energy is authentic. It's not going to lie on your behalf because you want to get the dream relationship or you want to get the promotion or you want to attract a lot of money or experiences. Like, you have to be really honest with yourself. And that comes with knowing who you are and being okay to express that. Like I said, she stepped on my dress, and I naturally am a little bit more goofy. I am someone that's a little bit more like girl next door, even though I have the black cat energy and I really love to cultivate that. Naturally, I love a good time. I love to laugh. I love to like be just giddy. Like, if you ask my partner, like, I will dance through the apartment and just like make a good time out of it. Like, I don't have to be serious all the time. So that is my personality, though. And if that's your personality, let it shine. No one says that all these Instagram models don't have a good time and laugh and enjoy their lives. Like, why would they do it if that's what your goal is, to make everyone obsessed with you, but you're not happy? Like, why would you get involved? Like, why would you even try? So, food for thought with that one. And then I'll kind of throw out one more here, and it's just flirt. Like, flirting doesn't have to be, how you doing. It can very much be a smile. It could be a joke. It could be laughing at their jokes, like mirroring. Mirroring is whenever you kind of see their body language and you follow suit. And if you're really flirting, you probably won't even notice that you're flirting. It's very natural. And this is something that I did talk to my partner about, is we are both naturally flirty and we don't really realize it because we're just being ourselves. We're just being authentic. And I love that he's very charismatic, and I love that I'm very charismatic, and that we respect each other and we're able to be very transparent about these conversations. So with that, it is a way to make people obsessed, right? Because people want to feel good. And when you're giving them compliments and smiling and being a good time, being positive, flirting a little bit, like, that's attractive. So with that, again, I want to work one-to-one with you all. I want to meet you all. I want to see you in person. I want to see you in paradise, paradise of Bahamas. And again, it's 5 days. It's January 16th through the 21st. It's going to be a complete delight. Each day has its own aspired intention and action affiliated with it. There's a day that is completely just nutrition and health focused. There's one for like mental health. There's one for financial abundance. And then there's a little bit of entertainment. There's some fun times. So the ocean is literally walk outside and see it. So I'm not going to be like, you can't go touch the ocean. Like, we need to have a lot of fun with just Mother Nature as well. We're going to have a beautiful cacao ceremony, just a lot of positive vibes. And I am 100% here for Dream Girl 2025. Like, I've decided that is my mantra for 2025, is Dream Girl. So with that, again, connect with me. I'll send you the link. We can get on a chat together, and we're going to make you the type of person, the black cat, that just, you're delicious. You just get obsessed over, daunted over. So until then, I will see you later, my kitties.